A1 done on the beat. Cuz. I'd like to welcome y'all to the LK Sport Podcast. On this episode, we're going on the MLB. We're going to give you a full dose of MLB, some MLB MVP race on both leagues, some Cy Young, some just a big update. I know we ain't give you a lot of baseball here lately. Been focused on the NBA Finals and things of that nature. We also got the NBA Draft this Thursday that I might give y'all a little something short on that as well. But for the most part, this is MLB. We're going to talk a lot of Braves, surprising teams, some disappointing teams as well. Got my dog GMoney. What's happening?
What's up? What's up?
How you feeling?
Been all right. Feeling all right.
Yeah. Baseball
season now.
Yeah, it is. It's that time. Before we get started, I'm gonna give a big monster shout out to my son Riley. Happy birthday, baby! I love you. 8 years old today. As we're recording on June 20th here. My birthday was yesterday on the 19th.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Thank you. 37 years young. And then the day before that, I got to celebrate Father's Day. So I had a quiet past few days. It's been pretty joyous. I went home for a while. Went to the block, to the bricks, baby, and I loved every minute of it. I've seen a lot of people I ain't seen in years. And I enjoyed myself. So now we're back at it, back to the business. Anything you want to say before we get started?
No, man. Yeah, I hope you had a good Father's Day, too. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Belated Father's Day to all the fathers out there if you're watching.
Very true, very true. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get into this baseball. We're going to start in the AL. Tampa Bay got a number one. Actually, is the number one team in baseball right now with a 51-24 record. Followed by Texas. I think Texas, then the Angels. Well, Texas, Baltimore Angels, some of the top players over there in the AL right now. Nothing much you can say about Tampa Bay other than they playing great baseball right now, man. They're pitching well, hitting well, all around. They look a very good team. That if they stay poised and keep going the way that they're going, probably add some pieces during the trade deadline, they're going to be one of those teams that's going to be there in the end.
It looks like they're not going anywhere. I mean, with the added wild card teams and stuff like that, I don't see why they couldn't be. Right. I don't see why they couldn't be. So,
NL, we'll go in more details in a minute. NL, we got the Braves. Obviously, shout out to the big dog, Atlanta Braves. We had the top at 46-26, followed by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Then you got Miami Marlins at 42-31. Some people say they're surprised. And you got the Giants at 40-32. Then newly leading the NL Central is the Cincinnati Reds. And I know somebody had Cincinnati Reds under 65.5 wins this year.
Loser. Yeah, that one's over. I've already X'd it off on the board. They need to go 27-99 for me to hit that one for the rest of the way. So.
Yikes.
Unlikely.
That's over with. But other than that, we can start with a game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
I'm going to shoot some rapid fire. I'll mix it up on you just a little bit before we get to the real meats and bones of this podcast. Who has I think you know the answer, the biggest run differential in MLB right now?
I'm gonna say the Rays.
Correct. Plus 143.
So I'm gonna look at my standings right now.
No, I'm wrong.
It's not the Rays.
Texas Rangers.
It's the Rangers, okay.
Plus 151.
They must have recently passed the Rays because I know the Rays were number one for a while. So,
correct. Who has the current longest winning streak of the season now? You should know that one.
The Reds. The freaking Reds.
No.
They've won 9 in a row.
No, in the whole season.
Oh, the whole season, the longest winning streak. Who's one longer than that? Is it the Braves?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. All right, no, sir. No, the Rays. Remember, they opened up.
Oh, that's right. They started like 13-0 or whatever it was. So,
exactly. Duh. Who had the longest losing streak of the season so far? And this is kind of tricky because I know you want to say Oakland.
I know, right? That's like I was gonna say like Kansas City or something like that, but like no, it's not. But I feel like I remember this one too because I remember they lost like a. Was it?
Give yourself a chance. Give yourself.
Was
a
it
chance.
Pittsburgh?
Yes.
They had that great start and now they've really come back to earth. So that's right. Yeah, they lose like 11 or something like that.
Yeah, I clicked out on my computers. I tell you, boy. I just had it up here and I just clicked off of it. But yeah, it was like 11. I want to say it was like 11 or 12 or something. Because they started off so freaking hot. And I was actually rooting for them because it was like, okay, something new. Because every year, something new comes up, new team comes out of the blue, which is, we're going to talk about on our surprising teams, is it was quite amazing, actually. It was like, where's this Pittsburgh team coming from? Like, and then they brought McCutcheon back. He was like, okay, you still got Hayes. Then O'Neal Cruz got hurt. He was like, damn, that took a little sail out the wind. Is it wheel out the sand? Which one is it? Take wind out the sail, right?
Wind out sail is definitely right. That's
Okay.
definitely that one's definitely right.
Their longest losing streak is 7.
7.
And their longest winning streak is 7. So I'm wrong. So my research is bad here. So let's find out the longest losing streak in the season this year. So I can.
I mean, we talked.
They got 2 losing.
How we thought they would come back to earth, and which they have, but that division is just so poor. I mean, almost as bad as the American League Central.
Yeah,
which is now the Twins are in first place in a game under 500. It's never happened before. Nobody's ever won a division under 500 in baseball. So
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think somebody got to come. The White Sox had 11 straight games.
Yeah, they suck too.
They do. You want to talk about your Yankees?
They stink too. They just, without making too. I mean, no Judge. They stink without Judge, and they're still. I mean, they've had a ton of injuries. They're still overall they're doing okay, but they've been of late since Judge has gone down. They're a completely different team, and it's showed like their record without Judge is awful the last couple of years, and very, very. They play like 650 baseball when he's in the lineup, and they play under 500 when he's not. And it just affects the whole lineup like no other player does in baseball right now.
I mean, when you're an MVP caliber guy, every year you coming out of the lineup makes a major difference. You know what I mean? And,
it does, but it should not. It's as much difference as I've ever seen of like somebody maybe other than like a Bonds or something like that. It's just really kind of crazy how bad they've been without him.
But for example, which I'm stepping a little forward, like Corbin Carroll, he's an MVP guy race, and he's a rookie, and the things he's doing to help that lineup, and they got Arizona in this position of them winning so many games, and give you an idea if you have this all-star guy that's hitting plus 300 and doing very well at the plate and what he can do for your lineup and the other players that's in there before him and behind him, pitchers knowing that, okay, we got to pitch this guy or we're going to have to avoid this guy. We're going to put him on, put guys in the stretch. You got to get to the bullpen. All these things is factors of a baseball game. And when you have those type of guys like the Aaron Judge, the Acuñas, the Trouts, Ohtani's, and I can go on and on, Freddie Freeman's and all that, they change your lineup so quickly. They flip. Like, just think about it. For example, we got old Freddie here. You take Freddie out of the lineup in Dodgerville, Dodgers would probably be a 500 ball club, if under 500 ball club. Because that, who you gonna put there?
I mean, maybe. I mean, maybe. I mean, you see, like you said, obviously losing any player of that caliber is going to hurt, but it's been like they've you've seen the reports. It's been so the impact about Judge has been you don't normally see you normally don't see one player affect the entire lineup the way it is. Like the amount of runs they score is just it's just really it's almost unheard of. It's almost unheard of. I mean, you don't want to lose any of those guys you just mentioned. You don't want to be losing any of those guys.
How much longer you got?
I mean, you guys, it's still it's iffy. I just actually, as you said that, I got a little notification from ESPN saying that he's responding well to the most recent treatment. So hopefully,
what exactly for the viewers? So what exactly?
He's got some toe injury. He's got some, and the toe is, and it's the one he plants on, and in steps, so it affects it completely. You think toe, you're like, oh, you can play through that, but it's like where it's in his like plant foot when he's hitting. So it's a big deal. I mean, I think the Braves won a World Series without Acuna,
Right.
without Acuna. So it's just crazy. It's just. It just really it doesn't make sense.
Double A did an amazing job with him that year. It's one of those things I think we're going to look back years from now and what he did at that trade deadline to pick up Rosario, Soler, those guys, and some pieces to get in there to make a championship baseball.
Back to the Yankees, and hopefully we're gonna get Rodon at some point. The pitcher we've spent $160 million on, so apparently he's ready to start his rehab starts, and hopefully they should have him back right around the All-Star break. So finally get to give Garrett Cole some help in the rotation as well too.
Well, let's end the bad news and start with some great team in the Atlanta Braves. They're 46-26 right now. No, I ain't playing.
I can do it.
But we're currently on a 6-game winning streak. We're in Philly in a series, which they're on a 6-game winning streak as well, which is going to be a great series. What I'm so proud about this Braves team, we're doing it
Philly.
without that too. We're doing it without Freed. We're doing it without Kyle Rowley. We putting these rookies in position to win. Smith Shawver, I think I said his name correctly. We got Dodd still pitching. We got Bryce Elder. We pitching it. We patching it together, and it's kind of scary if we finally
Patching it together.
Yeah, we patching.
You guys are loaded.
Well, we're still
even with your
together.
injuries, you guys are still loaded. Like, you guys are just really good. Let's just talk about the Braves are just really good. There's no ifs and buts. Even when they have a couple, they're so good. They're deep. I mean, you got those. You only have Olsen. You only have Albies. You only have Acuna.
Say we might send like 6.
Sean Murphy. Like, oh, that's it. That's it. That's all you got. That's all you got.
Listen. Since he already talking about him, we're on pace to send Acuna, Murphy, shortstop Arcia, Albies, Olsen, even Riley's getting votes. Chavez.
And I didn't even say Riley. I mean, just you guys are patching it together, with 12 All-Stars.
But yeah, damn near ain't it? But I mean, this Braves team is very good. I'm excited. We're on pace to get close to 100 wins this year if we keep going. And, like I said, it's kind of scary for the league when you don't have technically your top 2 rotation guys right now of last year, and Kyle Wright and Max Fried. They're starting to throw and get ready. Well, Max Fried not throwing no time soon. He went on the 60-day IL. Kyle Wright just started back throwing a little bit. And if we can get Soroka down there to pitch a little better, we get some more of these guys to come up and fill those positions that they're supposed to be in, I think. I mean, man, it's hard not to be very excited to be a Braves fan.
Got to be. I would not blame you. I mean, you're going to be in the dance. I mean, you're going to be in the. You got to start by getting there, and you're going to be there. So
yeah.
I don't think any. I mean, the way the Mets. The Phillies have been playing better. I mean, obviously the Marlins are playing out of their minds too. But I mean, you guys are good. You're winning that division. I mean, I'm not going to jinx you guys, or whatever. But you guys will be in the dance. So and that's what you do. You got to get there, and then. And
I didn't even mention Spencer. He's struggling lately. He's giving up a lot of runs. He got a 4+ ERA. He's starting tonight on the 20th here in Philly to get us the ball rolling for us so we can try to get that first game out the way. But, Sean Murphy got hurt. He tweaked his hamstring or something like that that bothered him. But, we just throw in Travis Darno, our starter from last year, in there. Yeah,
not a bad backup catcher. Yeah, not a bad backup slash DH with Travis Darno.
As long as Super Rosario's hitting home runs, Zuno's hitting home runs, and Michael Harris now hitting home runs at the bottom of that order with him and Arce.
It was Michael Harris was the MLB Player of the Week too. Like it's just like
I mean. We've been fortunate with our farm system. Let's be honest. They've
done a great job. I mean, I'm not trying to. Yeah. I'm just saying the Braves are. I've been saying the whole time they're really good. They're really good.
Yeah. I like we got to get Iglesias together. He's blown a couple saves last week. He struggled here and there, but he's been getting it together here lately. But like I said, I like us, man. Jimenez, Nick Anderson, AJ Minter, all those guys in the bullpen. Colin, he comes in when the starter is struggling. He give us a extended ending. But I like us, man.
They should be. If they're out, they should be the favorite. You should be the favorite to win the National League right now. If you're not, they should be. They probably are.
We should be. It's no doubt about it. Like I said, it just. I want to go in depth more and more, but we got to talk about these other teams. But we're good. That's all I'm gonna say. We're good. So let's get to. another portion of this segment. We got top 3 surprising teams, top 3 disappointing teams in the league right now. I'm gonna go. Let's go with sadness first. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go with the guys that are really bombing it right now. And my top 3 disappointing teams right now. I got New York Mets, St. Louis Cardinals, San Diego Padres. How you feel about those?
I have 2 of those as well. I have the Mets and Padres. Obviously, they're both, supposed to be 2 of the better teams. And I mean, the Padres were a hot pick to win the World Series. I mean, a lot of people were picking the Mets too, even in that division. But they're definitely doing. And the one different one I have, even though I would agree with that team too, is the Cardinals have been disappointing. But I have the Mariners.
Oh yeah,
I have the Mariners.
They're
500. They're exactly, but they've been floating a little bit above, a little bit below, and that was a hot pick from they were a playoff team last year. They've been pretty good, and bringing they have Rodriguez in his second year and all that kind of stuff, and they're in 4th place in that division too because the Angels have been pretty good, and the Astros and then obviously Texas. So. But yeah, they've been very disappointing.
So we got Mets, Padres. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a little background why I picked the Mets. They're currently under 500, 4 games under 500.
They suck.
Yeah, they brought.
I'm sure you love
in.
that.
Yeah, I love it. Trust me, I'm smiling deep inside. We can actually, but anyway, they're 34 and 38 right now. They brought in brought back Schwarzer, I guess you can say. Verlander, those guys. You got Lindor. Alonso, signed McNeil to a contract. You still have pretty much the majority of that team that came back from last year. Starling Marte, you patched it up at the catcher position, the rookie guy.
Yeah, he's actually having a really good. He's been a bright spot for them too. He's got like 12 home runs so far, which is catchers a lot.
Seriously, it's not. And but one thing, where's Nemo? That's what I want to ask. Is he hurt?
No, he's been playing. I know he was definitely playing in the Yankees series.
Yeah, he is playing. But Tommy Pham has picked up that DH spot for them. Been playing very well, keeping them in games. Mark Canyon. Some of these guys, I don't know. Francisco Alvarez, the catcher name in New York, that's playing very well for them. But I don't know what we can really pinpoint this on. I don't know if it's their bullpen.
It's the pitching. It's the pitching, and not even necessarily the bull. I mean, they are missing. They don't have what's the one that got hurt in the World Baseball Classic? Their closer, Edwin Diaz. But that's the thing that you would miss in the playoffs more than you can. I mean, they have David Robertson closing games, who's been well. But yeah, I mean, Scherzer and Verlander have not been. They both have ERAs like in the 4s, so they haven't been very good. Carrasco has like an ERA in the 6, and then even like Lindor has been like a weird guy this year because he's got like a bunch. Yeah, he's got a bunch of RBIs, but his averages he's been.
That's terrible. He's been getting paid that amount of money to bat 222 is not.
Batting average is not the most important stat in the world, but like that's too low for a guy like him.
He's not a big home run guy, so you have to look at his average. If you're not a big home run guy like the Schwarbers and what Olsen doing right now, they got it. When they do hit it, they hit it over the fence, which can change a game like that, especially if a couple people on or one person on. Yeah. Batting that low is kind of rough, man. Pete Alonso, what he got going on? He's
been hurt. He's been out. I think he just came back though, but he missed.
He got hit in the wrist by Morton.
Yeah, he had missed a bunch of games, so he was tearing it up home run wise. Not again, no average, but he was RBIs and hitting home runs though. But you don't really. You're not really expecting.
They just got Volback back. He's hitting well for them as well. It's just they on a 4-game losing streak right now. I don't know. I was hoping just for the sake of the division, I thought the Mets would be very well. Great competition. I love great competition in this division. But it looked like our biggest division foe right now is Miami Marlins, which I got on my surprising team once we can get over there to it.
There's still a lot of baseball left. They could. Are the Mets going to come back and win the division? Probably not, because they end up being like a playoff team. It's certainly. I think you're starting to even see Scherzer and Verlander start to pitch a little bit. Scherzer's last start was really good.
Yeah, he threw 8 in his last.
So then maybe those guys. I mean, They have. I know they're older, but they have the. If you look at the back of the baseball card, like people like to say, those guys.
They lost 4 straight, then they just won and beat Houston 11-1. So I apologize.
Okay, they did, yeah. And Lindor, he's got 14 home runs and 50 RBIs to go along with the 216 on Baseball Reference.
Well, he just had 5 RBIs.
Yeah, but still, even that he was at 45, which is still he's still on pace to hit 20. Almost 30 home runs and driving 100 runs. So he still plays defense, but yeah, he needs to, his on base percentage is under 300, which is not good. OPS is 731, which is not really, which is basically all of his numbers except for the home runs and RBIs are like below his career numbers.
True.
So
I mean,
he was a guy I wanted on the Yankees so bad. I wanted him so bad.
I mean, you never know what's going on with guys mentally and something they don't see at the plate, and they got to get it together. And you got to think these guys throw different now. They throw 100 plus like it's nothing anymore in the league. Back in the day, you get 100 the guy to throw over 100. It was amazing. Now you got 10 plus guys can throw 100 plus fastball.
Yeah, it's as hard as ever as it is to hit a baseball because and all these guys are good too. They don't throw hard and they're good. They have all the analytics that show if you go through a line. That's why these guys only pitch like 5-6 innings, and then you bring in somebody else throwing 100 miles per hour, and these guys don't see the guys as much, and it's that's why batting average is really. I mean the people don't care as much about batting average anymore, so that's hurt it too. But the fact that it's about driving and runs and getting on base, so that coupled with the the pitching being probably as good as it's ever been is the reason why the batting average, the decline in batting average, other than Arraez, Arraez.
I just say Taylor Luis Arraez batting 400 right now. But we're gonna move on to my second pick, St. Louis. No, you had Padres, right? But I'm gonna go St. Louis Cardinals. They're 30-43 with that lineup, with that team. I just thought that'd be very good. I thought when they sent Jordan Walker down, their rookie, I knew something was going on in that ball club. They did pick it up at one point, and now they just won 3 straight. So actually, they was 27-43 not too long ago. And you got Goldschmidt or Arnado who struggled this year. I don't know if he traded. Did something different this offseason, but certain stars go through the decline, and they always seem to pick it back up and figure out what they're doing wrong. So what? Yeah,
he's turned it around. Arenado has definitely turned it around. He's hitting 275 with 15 and 49 now. But am I surprised they're not like winning that division? Like they not quite as good? No, but I am surprised that they're is that bad. They are. I am surprised that they're that far under 500. Especially, again, you play everybody now, so it's not like you're playing all your division teams. Yeah, and maybe we're starting to see some of that too. Maybe we're starting to see some of these teams used to be able to beat up on the teams in their division, and now the schedules are more balanced out now. So
that might have a lot to do with it as well. Another reason, as I'm looking up, is Wilson Contreras is batting very terrible. He's 167, if I'm not mistaken. I just clicked off of it. He's batting 167 in the 4th spot. That I don't see why he's not down in the bottom of the lineup. He's an outstanding catcher. So you really can't take him out the lineup for what he do for you, but y'all signed him to a big contract this offseason from the Cubs. And I figured he would be a much better player because he was in my decision to pick them to win that division. If you go back and watch our win projection MLB podcast.
I think I picked the Brewers, but
You did. Yeah, I took the Cardinals to win that division, like you said. Well, it's 73 games. They got another, 90? If I'm not 89 games.
The way that division's going, they still got a shot. They still got a shot because the way that, they're doing that bad, and they are, they're only 8 games out. Yeah. They're only 8 games out. So, eight's not that eight's a little bit of games, but, with 100 plus games still left.
I'm wrong. Go to, I don't know what I'm going through. I'm getting a lot of old stats. Go to the Baseball Reference and tell me Wilson Contreras batting average, because I got to get the right one up here. I don't know if my internet's back right here, but sorry about that, guys. We're gonna get it together. But he was struggling. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not tripping.
Yeah, 201, 8 and 29. So that's not. He's never been a high average guy, but even like the power numbers are way down for him too.
I seen you had Goldsmith of what he's doing.
His RBI, he's like 280, 13 and 37. So the RBI, but again, if the team's struggling, the RBI opportunities are probably not, quite there. But I mean, him and Ornato have not been that. I mean, Ornato is usually he's usually a 300 guy too, but still not, not quite what they want. But I mean, that Contreras has been that's really disappointing. So,
it seemed like they called Jordan back up, but I'm just looking at that lineup right here. I like Newbar, I like Edmund. I just thought these guys would get it done. Like you said, they'll be leading that division, on pace to win that division all season long. Like I said, they struggled, and then they get it together. It's just won 3 straight, and we'll see what they got going on. Hopefully, they can make a great run here and make me look good and make my pick sound very well. Like I know what I'm doing here. So, and my third team was San Diego Padres. Pretty self-explanatory with that talent that team has. And Soto, I know Tatis was suspended at the beginning of the year. They still held it together with Machado. With the pitching, they had Snell, Darvish. Who else they on that squad, man? Just you go down that lineup and it's money. Ding, 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 ding as you go up and down that lineup to be under 500. Your starting pitching rotation is Darvish, Musgrove, Snell, Walker, Lugo, and your lineup. Oh wow, Garrett Sanchez. Where the hell? When did I miss this?
He signed there. It was pretty like last week or the week. It's been a couple weeks because he was with the Mets and got released. And he just keeps getting released, and I think he's actually hit a couple home runs since they are playing a little bit better now too. But that lineup is
Cronenworth, Kim, Machado, Bogarts. I forgot about they signed Bogarts. Soto, Grissom, Tatis Jr., Matt Carpenter / Nelson Cruz, DH. If you say this lineup in 2017 or some shit in 2020, you'd be like, no way this team is under 500. But
I don't know. It's I don't know if there's, I've heard some things people talking about, sometimes once guys get paid, they're not quite as hungry anymore. And like most of the guys on that team have been paid.
They are paid.
They mostly, they paid everybody there. So these guys is the hunger not there? Where they just believe in the hype a little bit too much? But again, another team that I kind of expect to turn it around and be in contention when the playoffs start. So
I hope so, because last year they did well, and then the year before
I picked them to win the World Series. So
you did on the pod? Or?
I did. I picked them over the Yankees.
I gotta go back. I
picked them over the Yankees.
I give you so much shit about that, but yeah, that's why I got those guys. Those names, the money that you spend in San Diego to be up on the 500, which, like you said, you can still get in the season 82 and 80. And
that's what I was lying. Actually, I picked the Diamondbacks over the Rays in the World Series.
Picked the Diamondbacks. I promise you that. And I know they on my surprising team. But who was your other disappointing team that I missed? So we had
the Mariners. I had the Mariners.
Yeah,
the Mariners. Yeah, because they were supposed to be. They were like the darling this year. A lot of people thought maybe they would win that division with with them losing Verlander, with the Astros losing Verlander and some change there, maybe. But they've so they're in 4th place. They're 500 and in 4th place in that division. So they've definitely have not lived up to the hype so far. But hopefully they can turn it around. Because I took the over on them as well too.
Yeah. Give us. I'm gonna let you go first on your top 3 surprising teams.
Surprising teams. I have the Cincinnati Reds, the Florida Miami Marlins,
great one,
and the Texas Rangers.
Great one. All 3.
There was a couple other good ones too, but those are the 3 I decided to go with. Obviously the Reds are
9-game winning streak. Right now.
They're 2 games over. Being the fact, or 3 games over 500. The fact that they're over under, which we just talked about before, was 65.5. And they're on pace to win 80 something games. Like that's a huge. They were a team. That's the team that was just like the last couple of years, just getting rid of everybody. They got rid of everybody but Joey Votto. They just were dumping players, dumping salary. Like their
farm system was good though.
Yeah, that's one reason why I picked them, because they were just dumping everything. I'm like, this team they have no desire to try to win baseball games, but these guys are playing. And then obviously the Marlins are in the Braves division. That was supposed to be the Mets, the Phillies, and the Braves like battling it out. Those three teams, and the Marlins they're in second place. They're 11, 12 games over 500.
Can I butt in right quick
Sure.
on the Cincinnati because I had them as honorable mention, but I was gonna go a little bit more in depth with them right quick. They on a 9-game winning streak. They called up their outstanding rookie in Ella De La Cruz, which plays thirds for them. He's cocky. He's confident. He's everything. He says he's the fastest man in the world. I love his confidence. He goes to the plate. Knowing he's going to hit. You get Votto back yesterday. Give you 3 RBIs. The rest of your farm system in India playing well. Steer playing well. All these guys was in their farm system. They bringing them up and they playing well. And I like what Cincinnati got going on. You got your stud and Hunter Green on the IL, and you still pitching well. Another stud and Ashcraft that you brought up in your farm system.
Yeah, it should only get better. They have. I mean, was looking at something. They have one of the lower. They have one of the highest ERAs in baseball, but they are winning those games. I mean, they are only 3 games over 500, but they're a team that was supposed to be one of the worst teams in baseball this year. Like lose 100 games plus and.
But
they're not going to lose 100 games.
They got Edwin brother as well closing it down over there for him, Alexis. But I like their team. I like their bullpen. Lucas Sim, Georgia boy, he played for the Braves. Buck Farmer, I like that guy too, man. Like they're good. I mean, I know it's a little too late for Votto. I mean, the last great season they had was in 2007, I believe. And Votto's on the edge, and it's great for his career.
He just came back. He played hit a home run the other day in his first game.
Yeah,
so
they haven't been great.
He's 39 now. It's crazy how time flies. 39.
And he's still hitting. Like I said, evidence of the game he returned. But I did have Miami Marlins on mine too. They 18-5 and 1-run games, and that can get you a long way into baseball.
And they're doing that with Sandy, not even pitching very well too, which is even is that? I mean,
I wonder what's going on with him. Did he put the Royals down, or is it just not going for him?
I don't know. Maybe this explains all these guys, Hims and the and the Sotos being a little. Is that why
they're all Dominican? Right?
Is that why the DR didn't win the World Baseball Classic, Pedro? Is that why? What happened? What happened?
Don't get them started. They do have Luis Arraez on their team.
They do
400 at the top of that lineup. So
they do.
That means you get guys on base with him. I mean, it changes the game back. Like we were saying, you get guys on base and. Some of these get studs get on, get pitches in the
I mean, he only has 2 home runs and 35 RBIs, so it's that whole thing, like how big, but it's still a cool.
At the top of the lineup, though.
But it's still a cool thing. Like I said, nobody's sniffed it in a while. Especially from we were just talking about, like how the averages are down, like guys hitting like 315 and winning batting titles now, which is, I think he won the American League batting title last year, batting like 313, which is just like, it was always like 320, 330. Right. You needed something like that to win a batting title at least. And now guys win it with like 312, 315 batting average, which is kind of crazy.
Plus Solaire's raking again, hit 21 home runs. He's knocking it out the park. I mean, this team is putting it together. I'm excited for Miami. They need some excitement in that baseball. Stadium's always empty. Maybe they can fill it up now. I don't know why fans never went to Miami Marlins games ever since they moved from Florida, quote unquote Florida Marlins. They had never been great attendance.
Yeah, Florida's a weird. They're a weird professional. Even the Dolphins have like a weird thing there with their. It's like one of those weird sports towns.
Right.
But it's too hot. It's too hot to go. I mean,
it's not a dome.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's too hot to. It's really. I mean, I think it's too hot to go see a Braves game a lot of time during the summer. It's even worse. Even worse than Miami.
Especially in the outfield, you got to sit in that back part. But their starting lineup is Alcantara, Luzardo, which I like a lot. Cabrera, all these guys are young guys here, and you got Braxton Garrett that pitched well from last game. I don't know if Brian De La Cruz is kid to Elliot De La Cruz, but all of them have a similar last name. And Jazz Chisholm is on the IL, and they're still playing well too. So I don't know. They just patching together. I don't know what to say about them.
I think they may be able to hold on to that. Again, I would lean towards them eventually falling off, maybe just because they have the Mets and Phillies in that division, and I just expect those teams.
Birdie hadn't did much either. I forgot about John Birdie. There, he's a very good base stealer when he gets on. So that's another part on that bench that they have. He can come in, pinch run. See, all these things win baseball games.
Yep.
Like when I said they 18-5 and 1-run games. This guy can come on, he can bunt sacrifice, but when he come into sacrifice, but he can actually get on and make it a bunt single and get a guy on second base, and all these things can win you a game. If you go into extra innings and you put Birdie on second and you get a simple single that can get a slow guy wouldn't make it, but Birdie can make it and can read the ball off the bat. All these things win you baseball games.
Yeah,
and
but again, with the winning all those run one games, though, also does that mean they're kind of they're kind of doing it with smoke and mirrors a little bit? I mean, I know they.
You think so?
I'm saying that could be a sign. I mean, they're when you start looking at some of the stats, I mean, they're below league average in runs scored. They're pitching well, pitching they're more around the league average, but they haven't been scoring a lot of runs. So sometimes, I mean, again, maybe not, maybe they're not, maybe it's not, but sometimes when you look deeper into those stats, like so when you're winning a lot of 1-1 games, I mean, it's also good because it shows you can win those close games, but also those are games that could you go on a run and they go 5-18 in their next 23, 1-run games, then that flips the script on their season.
Yeah, and they got I'm gonna mess up his name, Yuli Gurriel. He got a championship. He got a chip with the cheaters, as people say in Houston.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's like a professional hitter. Professional hitter.
Yeah, he can bring things to that locker room as well. I just like what they're doing. Anything over the Phillies and Mets. I can actually kind of root for the Miami. I'm not one of those guys. Now, if he was Philly Mets, I'd be like, F him. But Miami Marlins, I think their team needed, that city needed, even though Miami just came off making it to the finals. But that baseball, for the baseball fans in Miami or Florida, period, I'm just excited for them, honestly. Who was your third?
For the three people that go there.
Who was your other one? Texas Rangers.
Who did I have? I had, Cincy, Marlins, and Texas. Yeah, the Texas Rangers, who obviously, I mean, they're, have one of the best records in baseball.
Without DeGrom, who just got another Tommy John surgery, and he just, how much was that contract? Can you look that up for me right quick, please?
Yeah, it was like 5 or 6 years.
Nathan Eovaldi turned back the hands of time. You got John Gray, Martin Perez, Andrew Heaney. I think I said his name, Heaney or Heaney. He was with the Angels.
Yeah, 5 years, $185 million.
To sit his ass home. That's crazy. I mean, it's unfortunate.
He's going to miss 2 years. I mean, basically, it's going to be almost like by the time this year and next year, probably most of next year.
So it's just one of those things, part of baseball, signing these big contract guys. But if you read that lineup out loud, you'll be like, what? They got their 47 and what? 25 or something like that.
Yeah, they can hit that. I mean, they can hit the hell. I mean, they're
June, Simeon, Lowe, Seager, Garcia, Mitch Garver. Some of those guys that they just raking.
Yeah, I mean they lead the MLB in runs scored. You know what I mean? That's why. But they've pitching well. They're tied for fourth in ERA in baseball too.
I like their closer than Will Smith. I really like him. So
yeah, they're doing it. I mean, you can win. You can win in the regular season hitting the ball, and obviously they're pitching too. So I mean, I don't know if they'll keep up the pitch. I mean, Eovaldi, that guy has done it before, so that wouldn't shock me. But are the rest of these guys going to keep it up? I guess we'll see. But I mean, when you get to that, when you sort of get that kind of start to the season, you're probably not going to tail off enough to not be in the playoffs.
I love that closer than Will Smith.
Where did he play somewhere?
He won a championship with somebody. But
who, the Mets or something?
No.
The Astros? Was the Astros? Did he win a championship with the Astros?
No.
The Dodgers? Did he win one with the Dodgers? Oh, that's the other Will Smith.
He's up here.
Is he the one that slapped Chris Rock? Oh no, the other Will Smith.
He would have slapped Chris Rock with some shit,
but not the catcher for the Dodgers either. Right?
Which is a great player. I'm not gonna go there with him. He's a good player. But yeah, I like.
There's a lot of Will Smiths.
But yeah, I like what they got going on in Texas right now. Who's that coach over there? I need to look that up
because it's the guy Bochy.
Bochy's doing very great
from the Giants. I mean, he's a good coach. He's a good coach.
Yeah, I like what they got going on. My top 3 teams are the Diamondbacks, Baltimore Orioles, and the Miami Marlins, which we spoke about not too long ago. Excuse me. Baltimore, I'm going to start with them. They're my number 2 pick. They got a bunch of young guys there, man. They playing great ball. 44-27, second in the AL East above the Yankees.
Everybody's above the Yankees, but that's not true, actually. But
I just like Kyle Gibson taking the lead, vet. They're number one over there. He's pitching very well. You got Dean Creamer. You got Kyle Bradish. All these young guys that are doing very well. That was in their farm system. Some of them they traded for as well. They got their closing Batista, which is doing very well. He's got maybe, I think, a -1 ERA or right at 1. So once he coming in, he's locking shit down. He's pitching very well. He got some very great stuff. Let me go through this very young lineup here. You got Adley Rutschman at catcher. You got Adam Frazier as a vet. You got Gunnar Henderson at third base. I think he's still considered a rookie this year. You got Hayes is batting .320. You got Mullins. He's on the IL, 10-day IL, but he gets it done. You got Santander, young guy, gets it done. O'Hearn gets it done. And you sign a veteran, Aaron Hicks, who couldn't hit a goddamn volleyball.
He still sucks.
I know you hate him because
he still sucks.
But he's playing very well from right now, giving them what they need. So, but
we'll see how long that lasts.
Damn, why you burning him so bad? Let's bask in the Baltimore Orioles success right now.
It's amazing what they're doing. I don't have to freaking like Shitty Hicks. That's what we used to call him, Shitty Hicks. Shitty Hicks, yeah.
Man, he sound like a hater. But yeah, Aaron does. So I ain't gonna lie. I'm talking a lot of shit, but he hasn't played well the past few years, and I don't know where this resurgence came from. But Baltimore's doing well, man.
Yeah, no, they've been amazing. I mean, I think they'll probably be in it. You know, they should stay in it too. I think if they're gonna make any, I think their lineup is okay. I think they probably need.
They're gonna buy.
They need a pitcher. Yeah, they need a pitcher. They need to start. They need to. I mean, we'll see who's available out there, but I think if they should be buyers, and I think they need. Think they need to buy pitching. And a backup plan for Aaron Hicks because he will probably start tailing off at some point. So
I mean, when Mullins come back, he's gonna fill right back in. Then, like I said, they got some more people in that bullpen. Mount Castle's hurt right now as well. He plays first, but he can actually go out there and catch a ball. But
I think lineup wise, they should be fine, assuming everybody keeps up what they're doing. But yeah, I think if they're gonna really go for it, they need more pitching.
Facts. Now, my biggest surprise of the year right now is the Arizona Diamondbacks. I spoke about Barry Hyler, Coben Carroll. I think I said his name correct. I always butcher people's name. But that team is, just outstanding right now. They're 44-29, leading the NL West over the Dodgers, over the Padres, over all these guys. I'm pretty sure no one picked them to get that division. I actually kind of curious what their over-under was for the year. I'm pretty sure they're going to crush it. They got some I'm moving forward to some Cy Young things that we're going to do in a little bit, but they got Zach Gallen pitching very well. He's up there. Merrill Kelly, they top two is some studs right now. And they've been there a few years as well. You got vets and Zach Davies in that lineup, Tommy Henry. I like that bullpen. They got Castro and those guys, and that bullpen of Austin Adams and Kyle Nelson and Scott and those guys playing very well. And that lineup is playing well. Christian Walker, Marte, I can't think right now. Gurriel Jr., Kobe, like I said, Corbin Carroll. I said his name wrong earlier. And got Pavin Smith raking at that DH spot. I missed a couple guys in there, but they're just getting it done, honestly. Some of those names, you be like, who? But they're playing great baseball there. And like I said, you can't be mad at a team that's been down for so long and they just begin winning like that. It's kind of like, what's the word I want to use? Like when these teams win, it's just a good feeling. Like even though you're not a fan of them, it's just like it's great to see. Yeah, Arizona
they've been pretty. They were 75.5. Yeah, so probably a little higher than you may have thought, but still not a below 500 team. They are, but they've had some small success. They're not the. I think I saw yesterday the longest droughts in playoffs for baseball are the Tigers and what was the other team? I don't know why I'm
Oakland.
Actually, Oakland was in the playoffs a couple years ago. They were they were always in the playoffs a lot. I can't remember. It was the Tigers and
haven't made the playoffs.
Yeah, the longest playoff droughts in baseball were the Tigers and
Miami.
No. They were there like 2 years ago too. It was a team that It was a team that like.
Trying to think.
I was trying to. It was
Texas.
It may have been. Was it the Reds?
Reds,
I think the
Reds ain't been good since 07.
Yeah, so but it wasn't. I don't think it was that long.
Because I just seen a report about it. They haven't been good in a while.
Yeah, so maybe it was probably. My guess is it was probably the Reds then.
But
so I think it was another. It was a National League team, not an American League team. So,
but they got that third baseman Rivera. He's batting over 300 right now. I mean, I'm just going through this lineup. Some of these names, Martel and Gurriel Jr., Christian Walker, Evan Longoria got that vet president in that team. I mean,
I hope they keep it up. Screw the Dodgers. So I mean, hope they keep it up. I mean, fuck LA. You know what I mean? Like that's we don't need to see them get in the playoffs and just choke again like they always do.
Who's the coach of Arizona? I can't see.
Not a clue. Not a clue.
Yeah, me either. I got to give his props as well because he's doing a very good job with that team and putting the guys in place and whatever motivational speak he's giving those guys. He's doing a great job with them. And I like to shout him out right now and give him his due diligence because his team is. They on par right now.
It's funny you click on the teams and it doesn't. You would think it would tell you who the manager was, but
they're pitching. I'm gonna go back to that. They're pitching in Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen. I mean, they're stood there. I can't even describe what they're doing for that team when they get and they're giving their team confidence that lineup confidence when they know that them pitchers are getting on the mound and what they're gonna give you less than 2 or 3 runs. Maybe they have bad nights because pitchers have bad nights. They might give up 5 or 6 runs, but for a fact. When they go back out there next time, they're going to do very well for you. You have a great chance to win a baseball game. And that makes a big difference in a team when certain guys are going up and you're going to have an opportunity to win a game when they pitch. So,
yeah, Torey Lovello.
Where you come from?
In his picture, he's wearing a Blue Jays. He's wearing Blue Jays. So I think he was the first base coach for the Blue Jays from 11 to 12, bench coach, and then he had been a bench coach for the Red Sox from 2013 to 16, and then I guess he's actually been the manager since 2016. The Diamondbacks, and they've held on to him. It's pretty impressive. Usually teams don't.
They rolled it out.
Usually teams don't hold on to guys nowadays.
Well, they got a 21-11 road record, which is great. I mean, that makes it good. And back to Baltimore, they got a 22-4. road record, which is even more impressive, and that's why they got in the great standings that they are right now. And nothing much more you can really say about those guys. But if you look up that lineup, like I said, you're gonna be like, "Who are these guys? Who are these guys?" They're making a name for themselves, and I'm excited for them, and I'm happy that team.
But the team with the best road record in baseball is, who that is?
Braves, right?
Yeah, 22-11. one more win than the Diamondbacks, so basically the same. But yeah, I figure I'd throw some niceness out there for the Braves. Because people think even though I'm not a hater.
I wish I had something nice to say about the Yankees. I do got something nice to say. Garrett Cole is in the AL Cy Young running right now.
Of course, yeah, he definitely is. Of course he is.
Shout out there. Hope he wins it. Hope they lose in the World Series against us. But
hey, if they get into the world, I would sign up for that.
For what, 99, right?
Be fine. Yeah, 99 and 96.
We saying one at a time. We gotta get y'all back for 99 first. Then we're gonna go back to 96 and get that one.
All right.
For sure. We're gonna move on right quick. I know we're moving kind of slow, fast. Yeah, big on time. So I'm gonna go through my AL MVP race right fast and tell me you disagree or agree with a couple of those. Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, just stop.
Yeah, right.
The way it's going right now, you don't need to go. No, it's fine. There are a couple of guys that are deserving. That will go ahead.
Franco, Judge, those guys can win that AL MVP race.
No Bichette.
I got Bo down here, but he was number 5.
To me, he's number 2. I put Ohtani, Bichette, and then I put Judge just strictly because how bad the Yankees are. I mean,
True.
He's still got 19 and 40, and he's played 50 games this year. But that's why. But yeah, those are all. I like all those guys. But yeah, Ohtani's going to have some drastic drop off for him not to win that. Especially because they're actually playing pretty well, the Angels too.
Right.
So
NL MVP race, you got Ronald Acuna Jr., Freddie Freeman, Coby Carroll, and you got to put Luis Arias batting 400 in there. 30-plus stolen bases. He might have 50 stolen bases in Acuna. He's probably going to have 25-plus home runs. He's gonna bat over 300. It's gonna be kind of hard to beat that in the NL.
Yeah, no, I have the same. I actually put I put Braves.
Yeah.
it was him and Olsen and Albies, all guys that are. The problem with that though is if it ends up being close, sometimes those guys can, cancel each other out with the voting. But yeah, I put Freddie in there. I put Corbin. Corbin's actually second in baseball in WAR. So that's pretty. Again, he is a rookie. So will they? He's going to win rookie of the. He's runaway rookie of the year in the National League.
No doubt.
So sometimes the baseball writers who are we'll talk about that. Some of the biggest. I hate the baseball writers. The biggest hypocrites. We'll save that for. I'll do a podcast and I'll just hate on the baseball writers.
I'll let you have it
forever. I can't stand them. But yeah, no, that's a great list. I have I have the same guys on my list. So I just said I added all those other Braves in there too. But Freddie, Freddie just does what Freddie does. So
I'm okay now. We're okay now. Oh, I guess we're not okay. But I'm okay with Freddie being in LA now. Been a couple of years. Matt Olson playing well. It just would sting a little more if Matt Olson wasn't hitting home runs and shit. So
no, Freddie's the man. He's a class act. He's like all that. So it's like he's definitely a guy. I wish the Yankees signed him. I love Freddie Freeman.
All right, you might get him at 30. When that contract goes 37?
I'm good then.
37, 38. All right, quickly. AL Cy Young. I got Shane McClanahan. I got Nathan Eovaldi, which probably is going to surprise you, and Garrett Cole.
I have the same three.
Really?
I have the same three.
Oh, wow.
McClanahan is kind of right now running because he's got the most wins. He's got the lowest ERA. Cole's been hurt because the Yankees have lost. He should have more. He's 7-1, and he should probably have like 10 or 11 wins at least. But yeah, I think those. McClanahan is running away with it right now.
He's pitching very well.
But those are easily the top three guys.
All right, NL. I got Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, Slash, and then I got Homer and Spencer Strider. I think it's Spencer Strider. He's leading the league, 127 Ks. If he can get that ERA down to 2.5 or so as the season go along, he's at 4.12, I believe, something like that. And I think he have a chance to come back and get that. Just like with the Kelly Gallen, I think he can cancel some votes out with both of those guys pitching so very well right now. I think Strider can ease in there and get that.
Yeah, I have Kelly also. I have Alder also, and I also have. Sorry to mention, I have Marcus Stroman actually.
He's pitching very well in Chicago.
He's got I think he may have the lowest ERA in the National League. He's got 8 wins. People not hearing as much about him because he's not on a great team, but he's 8-4 with a 2.45 ERA. So he's probably actually, to me, I'd probably put him as the favorite right now, but I don't know what the actual betting is. To me, if I was giving a Cy Young right now in the National League, I'd give it to him.
I'm pretty sure you're getting pretty good odds right now. I think McCallan's 2.12 ERA. I think as I get him up, Valdez. I forgot about Valdez. And
he's 6-5 though. That's the only reason why I didn't talk about him, just because sometimes they care about the wins and losses. But yeah, his ERA. He's got I think he's only second to McClanahan in ERA only, but he has the lower ERA.
Gray and Stroman. Yep, 237.
Sonny Gray. Yeah,
but that team.
He's great in Minnesota. He's great in Minnesota.
He was with y'all for 2 years.
Yeah, he's a guy that doesn't pitch. He doesn't pitch well with the bright lights.
When he was with Oakland, he pitched okay. Then he got traded
to the Yankees.
After Oakland?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. Sometimes the lights are too bright for some guys, and he just seemed to be one of those guys. And then as soon as he got rid of him, he's been pretty good again. But he just didn't pitch well in New York. Not everybody's made to pitch there or play there.
Yeah,
we've seen that before.
My boy got all the stories. He remember everything.
Even the Mets, a lot of Met guys, like the Mets sign guys, they go there and they freaking, it's that media. It's a real thing there. It's a real thing.
You're right about that. We're gonna go ahead and ease out and we're pushing our hour mark. We try to set up a goal. We're gonna try to get it down to 45 week to week. We're gonna try to stuff this much information we can and have fun with y'all. I
think we just talked too much about the Braves. That was.
I can talk 45 minutes about them by myself. Their farming system, which is kind of down right now, but we still got talent there. And anyway, so you finna get me started, but yeah, MLB. watch it. I know a lot of people, that my loyal few fans I have right now, which we're gonna grow. But baseball, it's 160 games. Most teams at that 70+ mark now. This is the time, me personally, I think teams starting to see what they got, see what they want to try to go get. Are they going to be buyers and sellers? They coming up after the All-Star game. You for sure going to see what's going on. Matter of fact, let me look up the MLB trading date.
Yeah, it's like August 1st or whatever.
Give me a second, guys.
They pushed it back. It used to be like July something, and now it's August.
Yeah, I know. I remember that move. All right, MLB trade deadline is August 1st this year. So you got another, say, solid 4 to 5 weeks. And we're going to give each team 5 games. So you got another 20, 25 games to really see what you got going on. And this is the time, like I said, they're going to start deciding if we're buyers, we're sellers, we're going to who we're going to stick with, who we're going to move down, who we're going to try to keep them in our lineup to move them forward, and all those type of things. Then you got the MLB All-Star game coming up as well in Seattle, which is I'm very excited for. That's one city I always want to go to, but it's coming up July 11th. So you got that
around the corner.
Yeah, that's around the corner. So for our loyal baseball fans, that people that watch it, this is a crucial time to me personally that I like in baseball, that you get to see what you got. You got to see what you got on the IL. You're going to see what you want to move forward with, see where you need help at. This is time your team going to be making side little slick calls like, hey, so-and-so available. Hey, is what you want for him, what you would see your international pick, cash, all this other stuff that we can go in depth about. But
it's a little bit more tricky now, too, because with the extra playoff teams, too, right, makes people a little bit more hesitant to sell. So the selling pool is not as big as it used to be.
Correct.
But by then, that's why they extend. I think that's why they extended it a little bit longer, to give teams a little bit, a little bit more time to see where they're going to be at.
True.
But,
so yeah, I'm excited.
I heard the Yankees are going to trade for De La Cruz. That's what I heard. Just a rumor, but like.
Boy, if you don't get
that boy lost it, damn man. Cincinnati gonna be good in a couple of years. I'm very excited for them. Even though they're in the NL, I think we're still gonna be good in a couple of years. But that's another story for another day. But I'm gonna wrap it up. Anything else you want to say?
No, we're good. And just, if you're listening, subscribe. Subscribe.
If you made it here this long, I hopefully you're subscribed. Like I said, we're gonna sit down and really cut our stuff down and give y'all nothing but the gooey goodness and give you all the facts and the stats and all those type of things in the podcast, because we get carried away sometimes, especially when I talk Braves. He can talk Yankees and other sports and teams that we like. We got to give y'all this more directly. But Mike, here on the podcast, we all ending positivity here. I want to say do right by people. I'm going to just keep it pretty simple. Do right by people. Be loyal to people. Respect people, especially people that that showed you the same thing in return, even when you didn't have anything. So just do right by people. It's something that this world need to do a little bit more about. Just, if you see something on the ground or see something that belongs to someone else, give it back to them.
Love thy neighbor.
Yeah, love thy neighbor. That's what the world need. And I know it's kind of premature because we didn't have an update. And prayers for the guys that got caught in the submarine thing. Man, that's deep, man. Some wealthy men down there. They got families back here that depend on them and things of that nature. And I want to pray for those guys and their family, especially if they don't find that submarine. And it's gotta suck just to think that you're in the middle of nowhere gonna die. So, hug your loved ones, do right by people, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful you listen to the pod, and be humble, live humble, stay humble.